My name is Danielle K, Reyes, and I'm the daughter of a Vietnam veteran. The disabled daughter of a Vietnam veteran, no less. My father died June 3rd, 2005, at the young age of 56 after a long battle with illnesses caused by Agent Orange. I am the founder of Agent Orange Legacy. My co-founder is Danielle K, as well as my mother. I've been sick all of my life. At the age of 31, I have a list of illnesses that is I have a list of 28 illnesses, and every day is a struggle. Agent Orange Legacy is committed to fighting for the support, services, and rights of the children of Vietnam veterans. Since 2007, we have been gathering health information from our members who are the children of Vietnam veterans exposed to Agent Orange. 92% of our members report they have birth defects and/or suffer from autoimmune and rare disease, mental health, illnesses, and/or learning disabilities. Our research leads us to believe that children suffer from birth defects, chronic and severe autoimmune, and rare disease. The children of Vietnam veterans exposed to Agent Orange are at risk for developing diabetes, heart disease, and many different forms of cancer, as are other Americans. We believe that the children of Vietnam veterans experience a much higher rate of risk than the average American for developing these diseases, and are at a greater risk for developing them at a younger age than is normally expected. Although we don't have the proof, we suspect as much since we see a high incidence of diabetes, heart disease, and cancers in the health information provided by our members who are children of Vietnam veterans. We currently have a list of 497 illnesses reported by our members, and that is included in the packet that was provided. We need a center of excellence for the children of Vietnam veterans and future generations. The center can serve as a facility where children of Vietnam veterans can get the medical help that we so desperately need, and at the same time conduct the scientific studies that need to be done. Vietnam Veterans of America is currently working on legislation to build a center of excellence. We support their work wholeheartedly. When I was 10 years old, I was admitted to the hospital. The doctor told my parents that I was failing to thrive. I had severe and debilitating muscle spasms all over my body and was wheelchair bound. I had to learn to walk again at the age of 10. There were no answers, no help, and nobody listened. My mother told me that our nightmare started long before the day I was admitted to the hospital. I was sick from my father's exposure to Agent Orange before he had started to show the symptoms. This is the struggle of a lifetime, and I, for one, will fight until my last breath has left my body and my heart has stopped beating. Danielle K, Reyes, founder of Agent Orange Legacy. The children of Vietnam veterans who answered the call of duty live with health problems and birth defects without answers to their questions. We struggle without appropriate medical intervention and without the services and support that we need, as the sick and disabled children of Vietnam veterans deserve. Many of the adult children of Vietnam veterans have suffered needlessly. Many more have multiple mental and physical health problems. Something must be done. We do not want our children to suffer as we have. Why do something now? One, there has been more research conducted, shedding new light on old questions. Two, technology has provided us with information that just was not available prior to this time. 3, the children of Vietnam veterans have grown up, and now we have children of our own. 4, the health of the adult children of Vietnam veterans continues to decline. 5, the next generation have inherited birth defects as well. A lot has happened over the years. There have been advances in accessibility in technology as well as medical information. 2, ease of communication. 3, the death of Vietnam veterans to Agent Orange. Intergenerational, veteran, child, grandchild issues. 5, extensive documentation. 6, there has been advancement and awareness of other Agent Orange victims worldwide. For us, the children of Vietnam veterans, this is our legacy. We have learned that some of our members have also been exposed to other toxic substances. This makes the matter of improving the lives of the adult children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren of Vietnam veterans a daunting task. Some of the adult children have been born or lived on military bases such as Camp Lejeune, where military families have been exposed to toxic chemicals, for instance, the contaminated drinking water at Camp Lejeune. There are many children and grandchildren of Vietnam veterans who have served in the Gulf, Iraq, and Afghanistan theaters of war and have multiple exposures to toxic chemicals that are considered mutagenic and teratogenic. War is expensive. The cost of waging war and its aftermath is just now being realized by so many. Agent Orange, dioxin, is known as an endocrine disruptor. It can be naturally occurring in the environment as well as a man-made synthetic chemical. The endocrine system deals with most of our bodily functions. It is a vital system. Without this system, our bodies would function very poorly. The children of Vietnam veterans suffer from autoimmune disease. The kind of symptoms we suffer from make our lives extremely complicated. We have no answers or help from our doctors because autoimmune disease cannot be detected by routine blood tests. The American Autoimmune Related Disease Association reports that there is untold suffering of persons with autoimmune disease due to misdiagnosis or delayed diagnosis, which may lead to damage to vital organs. We have found that there are children, many of the children of Vietnam veterans and their families want to have genetic DNA testing done, but we cannot afford it. We understand that these tests range from mutated genes, and mutated genes can be linked to chemical exposure. This would help us find out what is happening to our bodies. So we could, for example, slow progression of disease. Maybe if I knew what disease I've had most of my life, I wouldn't have just been diagnosed with gastroparesis. If I knew what I was dealing with, I could have made changes that could have improved the quality of my life. There are very few studies about the effects of Agent Orange, dioxin, on the children of Vietnam veterans. To date, there have been more studies done on the effects of the Vietnam War on the families of Vietnam veterans and their children than there have been on the effects of Agent Orange dioxin on the children of Vietnam veterans. Again, I say, there needs to be a center of excellence, a place for the children of Vietnam veterans as well as the following generations to go to receive proper medical intervention, support, and services that we deserve, the help we so desperately need. We have or are watching our parents die due to the effects of exposure to Agent Orange. We are sick and some of us are dying or already dead. We need help. We have been left out in the cold, alone, to suffer.